Hi everyone, and welcome to another conversation about video games. And today we're talking about Madden NFL 18. My name's Rob, and joining me today is Andy.
Yes.
So, Andy, you've had a chance to get to grips with Madden NFL 18.
Yeah, to start with, obviously, it's the latest addition to the very long-running Madden series by a year.
How long has it been going now?
Ooh, I wasn't ready for that one. Probably far too long. But must be in early 90s or mid-90s, something like that.
I think it's been a good 20 years or so.
About 30 years.
Wow, that's a long time for a video game franchise. I mean, this is kind of an annual franchise as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it is at the minute, yeah, definitely.
Although I don't think it was when it first appeared. I think it was just like a one-off game.
Yeah.
But, because at the time, I think, especially during the late 80s, they were just chucking out games, and because it had like sports games like Kickoff and Sensible Soccer and that, and they were just one-offs. They weren't every year. I think it was in the mid-90s with like FIFA 95 and games like that. That's when they started becoming these annual titles.
Yeah, it's changed over the years.
Yeah.
I remember playing them very early. I'd say very early for me. I mean, I used to play them in, for example, 2002, but also Madden NFL 10, I think it was, that I got really into. But lately, I know you can't really you can't change a sports game too much, but what I've realised this year is a major inclusion, and EA are really going out to try and include these, and that's a story mode.
Really?
Yeah, it's called Longshot, and what it is, you are a quarterback called Devin Wade, and you start off. It's basically your story of from your hometown and through a reality TV show, and to the possibility of you being drafted.
Okay.
But this time, if you remember what FIFA did with the journey,
yeah.
And it was basically your cutscenes at the beginning, and then it got repetitive. It got match after match after match.
Yeah.
This isn't. This is a story mode.
Is it? Is it a proper story mode?
A full-on story mode. I mean, I was expecting it to be literally like FIFA was, but I'm going, God, this is a long cutscene. And then a box pops up saying, what do you want to say in this situation? So you've got choices throughout the full story.
All right.
So it is a full story mode, sort of like a movie.
Well, that's actually quite interesting because some of the better kind of sports movies that you see coming out of America have been American football movies. You know, Remember the Titans and Rudy, The Blind Side, Varsity Blues, Waterboy. Although I'm hesitant to call that good. I do enjoy it. It is a guilty pleasure.
It is a good film.
It's a fun film, I'd say. Jerry Maguire, that one that suddenly made Tom Cruise popular again.
And The Longest Yard, another Adam Sandler film.
Oh, God, not Adam Sandler. Yeah, anyway.
But, yeah, so you've got the story mode, and you have your challenges. For example, you've got, at the beginning, you've got, when you're learning how to play the game as well, you got to throw, and you actually move the ball in the air.
Yeah.
Or to catch it. And things like that in the middle of the storyline, it really works well. So I think this is brilliant. I do think that once you've finished it, the replayability for this mode, no. I think the main attraction to this, I'm not including Ultimate Team because, in a way, everybody knows what that's like.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing much changed. What I want to talk about is franchise mode.
Okay.
And franchise mode, it's, very complicated. It's very, what's the word for not simple?
Complicated?
In a good way. You've got, for example, when you click, when you start, you've got your choices of being a manager or coach, as well as called on there, and that's with managing the team.
Okay.
But you've also got, you can say, I don't want to do any of that. I want to own the club.
Okay.
Similar to what FIFA Manager used to do, where you can control your sponsors, your relocating of the team, your stadiums, your stadium size, and I think that area to it is very different. But you can choose in the options. You've got a very diverse range of options. You can have, for example, you go straight into a fantasy draft. You can just go straight into the season. You can choose how complicated you want the season. So if you're new to American football games, like in general, and American football, similar to me, you might want to turn all the advanced options off, let the computer bring your rookies in and manage that sort of it.
See, I quite enjoy American football, but then again, I used to play rugby at university, so rugby and American football are two sports that I enjoy taking part in any way that I can, because injuries stop me playing.
You can turn injuries off, but where's the fun in that?
Well, that's my point. I can't take impacts on certain parts of my body, otherwise I'll need surgery. But be that as it may, I've always enjoyed playing the Madden games, and I know that people who aren't familiar with American football can find them kind of fiddly, especially when it comes to the actual game.
Well, the gameplay is actually something I really found brilliant.
Okay.
For example, there's 3 game styles you can play.
Yeah.
I'll start it off with the one everybody will be familiar with if you played Madden before. Simulation.
Yeah.
And that could be, you've got injuries and penalties, could happen any time. Real world NFL statistics on the field.
Yeah.
So if you know your players, you can take advantage and work to their strengths.
Okay.
You've got an inaccuracy system. For example, if low rated, sometimes they might have a good game, but obviously that's going to be very rare.
Yeah.
And fatigue and stamina really take into account.
Well, it's one of the reasons why they have, because some of the players in NFL, you look at them and they're quite large, and you wouldn't normally think of them as athletes given how big some of them are. But stamina management, I think, is one of the things that the coaches have to take into account, which is one of the reasons why they're always trying these different players.
And there's another mode, which is competitive mode.
Yeah.
Where this is the default, and I think for ranked matches, the only style that you can play. There's more emphasis on stick controls.
Okay.
And using the analog stick and, dodging the players and...
So it's more of an arcade mode?
No, it's more of an arcade mode than your simulation mode.
Yeah.
But I'd say it's more competitive, ironically, because it's titled that. It's faster paced, it's not as in detail, but you get what I mean.
Yeah.
It's in between. But anyway, this is why it's not arcade style. The third mode is called arcade.
Oh, right, okay.
And this is, I call it the fun mode, because you don't have to know any stats. You don't have to know your in-depth American football knowledge. You have really over-the-top runs that your players can make. For example, you could aim for a pass, and then already by the time you've aimed for a pass, one of your players had just ran all the way to the other side of the pitch. Well, field. But you've got more over-the-top tackles. It's like more spectacular is what they call. So you've got 3 game styles that you can choose from, and I think there is one for everybody.
Excellent. I do want a Waterboy mode though, where you visualize and attack. I remember the film. But yeah, Madden NFL 18. So, is it fun? I think is the main question, because that's the main question with any game. Is it fun to play?
Well, I am really enjoying it. So definitely, if you are a huge American football fan,
yeah,
you will love all the statistics. You will love the in-depth, how in-depth the franchise modes can go.
Yeah, that's right up my street. That's basically me, isn't it?
If you're not, similar to me, you're aware of it, the basic rules.
Yeah.
You'll love the arcade mode. You can dumb down the franchise mode, so you can definitely get a really fun time out of it. And you can change the how you sim your matches as well. For example, you can choose play the full match. You can jump into key parts of the match. So it'll just make you play all the most vital plays that happen.
Do you actually need to know anything about American football to play Madden on?
Well, I always look at it like this. I apologise to any American football fans. You get the ball, and you either run or you pass and run.
That's how a lot of people see American football.
But no, it's brilliant. I mean, once you play through, if you play through any Madden game, you'll know what I mean. When you're choosing your players, and you get to realise, these arrows mean where the run, this is where this is, and you get familiar with it.
Yeah.
You'll really enjoy it because you'll go, I know how I can get a touchdown from that. You can really plan this out in strategy. And I'm not hugely knowledgeable on American football, and I'm really enjoying it.
Like and subscribe below. We have a Patreon, and so if you are a regular listener of our podcasts or you feel like supporting us, please do so. Any help you can give would be very, very welcome. And until next time, until the next conversation about video games, I've been Rob.
And I've been Andy.
We'll see you all later.